Apropos, supervising F word. ZF word. ZF word. Reform number 2 or 3, I don't know. I mean, this is the third video in this series. Not that YouTube cares. I am perfectly censored on YouTube, if you don't realize. Those extraordinarily low numbers on the views there, that's real. YouTube will never know how to categorize my speech for reasons that I expound, adumbrate, and articulate in these videos. Okay, here's a reform for supervising upward. Number 1, if you are going to get a client, what should be happening, I mean, when I start thinking about it, I almost think, I've certainly seen this. I mean, this is definitely status quo somewhere, where they still think, where thinking is still done. The supervisor and their subordinate both meet the client. So the client doesn't have to get on the phone with wherever, India, and after 10 minutes of trying to figure out whether or not you guys are communicating, then once you start asking about their supervisor, you might get first, I was like this one, I am the supervisor. Okay, well, what, you're the CEO? Give me whoever's above you. Everybody has a supervisor except God. Okay? So the client needs to know who the two, in other words, the client needs some like 2 stages, 2 layers of hierarchy to commit to them, individually and jointly as a group. So that immediately it's known in the group who holds the cards. Donald Trump, who holds the cards? Reason holds the cards. Reason and only reason only ever held any cards. So in other words, you get on the phone with somebody, it could or should go very much roughly like this. The person, you finally get somebody on the phone after half an hour and you dial in your PIN number and your account number and blah, blah, blah. And then halfway around the world, voice gives you the 5 English words that they know. The first words out of your mouth are, "Can I speak to your supervisor, please?" So in that scenario, we get one supervisor and one subordinate on the phone with the client. That's 2 live bankers in hierarchic relation to one another. Live bankers on the phone with the client. Live bankers who can think. So now we're not even talking about reforms just to mores. We're talking about education because we don't have thinkers. I don't know about in India. I mean, they probably do. But then how come across the board, the only people, and I will say this because it's quite noteworthy, American Express only hires thinkers. Anybody who knows who owns an has an American Express card and who has called customer service in American Express knows that that's basically the only customer service on the planet. I don't even know now. I assume that they're still like that, but I haven't spoken to them. I owe them a lot of money. I used to owe them a lot of money. It's been too many years now. I'm sure they've written it off as business losses multiple times in multiple different ways. Because, hey, if you're American Express, I bet you got some talented accountants. So, yeah. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order, please? Where's your supervisor? So it'll just become a standard. You'll get the employee, and then their supervisor will just be right there. So, right?